I think also, too, giving yourself permission to know that that is a possibility.
It's not a waste of time.
Well, it's not a waste of time to daydream. Letting yourself daydream, let yourself visualize, give yourself the spaciousness to connect with the things that feel exciting. But also, I think it's the counterbalance to this internal monologue that we have that everything's going to crash around us. It's all coming to an end.
Welcome to the Be It Till You See It podcast, where we talk about taking messy action, knowing that perfect is boring. I'm Lesley Logan, Pilates instructor and fitness business coach. I've trained thousands of people around the world, and the number one thing I see stopping people from achieving anything is self-doubt. My friends, action brings clarity, and it's the antidote to fear. Each week, my guests will bring bold, executable, intrinsic, and targeted steps that you can use to put yourself first and be it till you see it. It's a practice, not a perfect. Let's get started.
Welcome back to the Be It Till You See It interview recap, where my co-host in life, Brad, and I are going to dig into the intuitive combo I had with Christina Deering in our last episode. If you haven't yet listened to that interview, feel free to pause this now and go back and listen, or stay here and then listen later. You can do both because she's an intuitive, so you're going to want to do both. Today is February 27th, 2025, and it's Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day, a significant day. Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day is marked annually at the end of February during Engineering Week. This year, it takes place on February 27th. This day was founded by the National Society of Professional Engineers, NSPE, in 1951. According to NSPE, didn't you love that? I like discover things as we're
That's news to me.
I like learn this as you're learning it, everyone. So
she clearly previews all the work that goes into these show notes.
Oh my God. Engineering Week aims to ensure a diverse and well-educated future engineering workforce by increasing understanding of and interest in engineering and technology careers. I just want to say
that was written by an engineer.
Totally was. And you can't say Engineering Week and describe it as a definition and then use engineering in the definition of what the week is. I don't actually think I know what engineering is. So, did you know that since the origins of STEM fields in the 18th century, the age of enlightenment, have remained predominantly male? Yeah, we knew this. It's a burgeoning issue calling for an urgent redress. One of the main ways that this is being done is through the creation of scholarships for women. So I think that's so cool. There was a model who had like coder weeks. Is coding engineering?
Yeah, it can. It's a form of engineering, yeah.
Is engineering anything to do with computers?
Well, they're software engineers, but yes. Engineers could be structural engineers or mechanical engineers or, aviation has engineering. There's engineering.
So this is not a niche week.
No, I think it's general. You could have software engineers who are developers. Sure.
Here's the thing. Clearly, I wasn't introduced to engineering during Engineering Week when I was a child, even though it was started in 1951. So we have lots of work to do. And
I wonder if architects are considered engineers, or how does that work? Do they work together? I mean, they're building. An engineer would build a bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly. So then maybe Meredith's partner is.
Well, he's engineer.
So we know engineer.
He's he's a structural engineer. Can't remember.
Well,
yeah, we know engineers.
We love you.
There's one other family.
So anyways,
we should know.
I just thought this was a really cool holiday when Brad was showing me the holidays. I thought it was a cool holiday because obviously when we expose people to different jobs that they could do, we actually bring in really cool experiences into those jobs. And engineers obviously have a vast amount of things that they could work in and that are necessary. And so life experiences that are different than others are really important. And so here's to Introduce a Girls Engineering Day. I, too, was just introduced. So there we go.
Hey.
All right. So as you're listening to this, we are in Cambodia.
Right now. You're listening.
Oh my
We're
God.
so excited.
Oh my gosh. And also the people who are coming, I'm just excited for this week that we're having with them. So anyways, you guys have to join us in October. Seriously, I know you got a lot on your plate. You got a lot going on. October feels like a far way away, but we actually it's not. And it's the perfect time to just have something in your Q4 to look forward to. So go to crowsnestretreats.com and join us because we want to spend a week with you. We want to retreat from the chaos of this world and just sweat and do Pilates and breath work and see temples and lotus farms and eat good food.
Yeah, elephants, friends, make friends. It's, explore a city.
You don't have to come with a friend. You can come by yourself.
Yeah.
Because we'll provide the friends.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, you're guaranteed a friend.
You are.
Yeah, no.
You've got a friend in me.
Well, in March, a month from now, we will be at POT in Denver, Colorado. POT is Pilates on Tour, if you're not familiar, although
it's sold out.
It's sold out.
Yeah, it's sold out. Can't come. Well, last time we checked, I think they had a couple spots some more on Sunday, which we'll be there for. I'm teaching every single day. I'm keynoting.
I know. Keynote speaker, Lesley.
Oh my God. So anyways, you'll come if you can. And if there's spots, if not, we'll see you in Chicago. But also in March, Brad doesn't know this yet.
What?
March 18th to the 24th is the accessories flashcard pre-sale.
What?
Meredith and I just scheduled it right now.
What?
Yes. And so the date has been set. Only those on the wait list are going to get the invite. So you need to go to opc.me/flashcard waitlist. opc.me/flashcard waitlist. And that is going to get you the opportunity to get the latest and last deck, 30% off. And by the way, the accessory deck is for all the bodies, everybody. And we're going to have a lot of fun celebrating who got the cards. Meredith and I have a bunch of tricks and things planned up our sleeve, but you have to be on the wait list to hear about it. So sorry. So opc.me/card waitlist.
Yeah, but you get the hookup by being on it. So do it. Get yourself over there. All right, next up in April, guess what, y'all? OPC is going to be doing a spring training in April. This is going to be April 27th through May 3rd. 10 events across the week. You're going to be able to join us virtually, no matter where you are, whether you're watching them live or watching replays.
You don't have to have Pilates experience to join us. You don't have to have equipment. There's going to be options for a mat only track and then equipment plus mat track. And Meredith and I did the math. Well, Meredith did the math. Why am I taking credit? It's like $6 per class if you have the mat ticket or something like that. So, it's such a steal. Anyways, so opc.me/events gets you on to the wait list because those on the wait list will get the early bird price. Those not on the wait list will get to pay the full price, which is still a good deal. But on the wait list, it's a great price.
It's a steal.
Yeah.
It's a steal for the early bird. It's still an amazing deal.
And OPC members will get it for free. So if you want it for free, be an OPC member.
Yeah, but to get on the wait list for all that, go to opc.me/events or just put it in your calendar right now, April 27th through May 3rd. Just mark it off and be like, OPC, spring training. It's going to be super fun. We're doing spring training this year instead of summer camp, okay? Yes. To be honest, we were getting confused between summer tour and summer camp. So we said, this is dumb. What do we not make it a summer thing?
We have a spring, summer, winter, and then I guess retreat in the fall, but it's not fall weather in Cambodia. So
technically.
But it's in the fall.
It's
not a fall event. So we're only doing 3 events.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. Anyway, go to opc.me/events. Okay, finally, if you are taking money from a client and teaching them Pilates or yoga or whatever, if you are a fitness business owner in that way, I want you to come join me for a free webinar. Lesley and I have been coaching fitness business owners just like you for more than 7 years now. I can't believe agency is 7 years old. I'm doing a free webinar called the Studio Growth Accelerator. So if you want to learn the 3 biggest secrets that we have learned from coaching more than 2,500 people, come join me. Go to profit.biz/accelerator. That's profit without the O.biz/accelerator and come join me for free. All right. Before we move on here, we have an audience question from Jennifer Carbone. She asks, does the Arkantos Pilates chair, split pedal stability combo chair with handles, does it work for your workouts?
Here's what I appreciate. I appreciate how specific she told me.
I think she copied the names off the website.
I mean, clearly. I think so too. So I think that for anyone listening who's just like, what did he just say? Do split pedal combo chairs work for
Is this
my
one
workout?
or two pieces of equipment?
It's two. So most
The Arcantos Pilates chair is different from the split pedal stability combo chair?
No, it's that chair.
Yes.
And then, no, that's not a chair. That's a chair. So it's like that, but it's a combo chair with handles. They're just using all the SEO terms to make the name of the thing. It's a bunch of marketing. So at any rate, yes.
Oh, yeah. She copied it straight off of Amazon.
So yeah, she did. Okay, so wow, this is a very cheap price. Okay, guys, you're getting like real time. Oh my God, the marketing on it just grosses me out. So here's the deal.
Look, it does use springs.
No, it's fine. So here's the thing. If you have a combo chair, high chair, window chair combo that has the handles, take the handles off. So I don't really care the brand. Take the handles off. We won't use them on a window chair class, but then you can use the chair as a window chair. And I can tell from this split pedal that it can be locked. So it's a single pedal. So you just lock it in place. And then the thing about window chair exercises is that the spring tensions, like this one has 4 springs. So I'm imagining it has a light and a heavy. Yeah, that has a little lock. So it has a light and a heavy. So what I'm going to say is, I don't know why they call them gears on this, guy. Someone is copying a reformer and making a window chair. So anyways, ignore the gears on this chair, but I'm just going to talk to window chairs in general. If there's not a classical window chair, if it has a split pedal, if it has handles, ditch the handles. Make sure you don't split the pedal. So it's a single pedal. And then you pick the spring, that tension that actually supports your body. So meaning if I say it's a top bottom spring for me, but you're fun size, it might be a middle bottom. Or if you're heavier, it might be a little higher. So you always have to choose the right spring tension for you in a window chair class. But my teachers at OPC and I always give suggestions that you can start moving with. And if you're an OPC member, you can also take a video of you doing an exercise on your chair and go, am I doing this right? And we can go, oh, you don't look like you have enough spring tension. Oh, it looks like you have too much. Oh, you might need a block to make the floor rise up. So we will give you personalized feedback, but in general, anything that's an actual window chair will work. So if it's a combo chair, knock the handles off.
Just knock them off.
Yeah, if they don't come off, then
no, they will. I'm sure they can
look
come
like they remove.
Yeah, they remove.
Yeah, they remove.
You can just unscrew it, take them out.
I had someone not correct me, but give me more information because I have a video about how I don't like folding reformers. And I said, I don't like them because of all these different things. And people go, well, this company has a $900 one that folds and it has all the things you want. And I looked at it and it does. It uses springs. It has a foot bar that lowers down. It still has ropes with high. I don't like that. And the thing that gets me concerned when things are made folding that they will have springs and you're going to stand on is I get concerned about weight restrictions. I get concerned of when the person made this, did they actually know all the Pilates exercises are going to go on it? Because sometimes they don't. A lot of people, engineers will hey. And this is not an offense to them, but they'll go, oh, we can make this cheaper by using this and this instead and this instead. And all of a sudden you take a piece of equipment that is heavy for a reason because the moves you're going to do are rolling on it and moving on it and lifting your legs. And you need the piece of equipment to be durable enough, heavy enough to support your body moving around on top of it. So I cannot attest to any folding reformer that isn't going to come from a company that I've already worked with. I got to try things on because I don't want you to get hurt. I also don't want you to spend $1,000 on something that might not be the thing you need or might restrict you from exercises you really want to do.
Or it just might not be the same quality.
Right. If the reformer isn't high enough off the floor, you cannot do pull straps. You know what I mean? So there's just exercise you get limited. If it's too high off the ground, it can affect things. So I get the equipment's expensive. We just place an order and we're just like, whew, okay. But please, 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 just consider what you're letting go of and do your research or save up for the thing that you need. That's what I would say. So anyways, I hope you take class with us. That's a great chair.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Awesome. All right. Well, stick around. We'll be right back. We're going to dig into this amazing conversation you have with Christina Deering. Okay, now let's talk about Christina Deering, a shaman healer, a business intuitive, and the host of You Unlimited podcast. Christina is dedicated to helping spiritual entrepreneurs confidently grow their businesses. A former marketing professional for 15 years, she explores modalities like breathwork and Reiki, which led her to discover her true calling in shamanism. Today, she blends deep healing practices with practical strategies, enabling clients to overcome imposter syndrome and step into their full potential. On her podcast, You Unlimited, Christina delves into personal growth and the transformative power of intuitive guidance.
Yeah. So I think she was just so sweet. I just really liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on her podcast, and so that was a lot of fun. We had a great conversation there, and I was like, well, I want to hear more about her over here. We got to give away one of her masterminds on tour. She's just such a generous person.
Oh, yes, connecting the dots.
So I really love when she talked about tuning into your soul's alignment. She said our highest self, based on what we channel, that's our soul. So we are tapping into our soul. So what is your soul desire most to do? And she shared like our goal is to live in line with our soul. And I actually think that this is so
when
hard.
You were talking about like, what is the highest self? What does that even mean? And
Yes.
and I thought it was good to help define that, because I really appreciated Christina's pragmatic approach to calling herself a shaman, because I'm like, the hell is a shaman?
There are some shamans that I'm like, are you a shaman? You know?
Well, she was talking about at the beginning, she was like, yeah, so when I was suggested that I look into becoming a shaman because I'm being called into being a shaman, she was like, let me Google what is a shaman. And I was laughing because I was like, I was Googling what is a shaman. It was pretty funny. So when she's talking about anyway, I appreciated her sincerity there. But, she's talking about what is the highest self. And she says that's like tapping into your soul.
Yeah. So when people say like thinking about your higher self, or what would your higher self want to do? What would you do here? That's what your soul is. And I think that's kind of a cool way to think about it. I never thought of my highest self and my soul being the same thing. And now that I said it out loud, it sounds pretty obvious. So, I don't know. When you just think of them as two separate things. I have a higher self. I guess I think of the highest self as my future, I've got my shit together self. And my soul is like this deep, burning magic.
Your higher self is like who you hope you'll end up being one day.
Yeah. And
right. That's kind of how I've always thought of it too.
Yeah. But when she describes it like this, it's, it's
like what's happening now.
Yeah. Well, if it's my higher self is my soul, then I actually don't have another thing I've got to figure out how to be. I could just actually tap into my soul, and then I get to be my highest self.
Because I am that right now.
Yeah.
I think we just broke the world.
I think
we just solved the riddle of the meaning of life.
Yeah, I feel it's really great. So anyways, she advised tap into your soul by using tools like pendulums or intuition exercises. And we actually got to talk about like the pendulums and intuitive exercises. And I find just sitting down for me and for my red light can really help me, and just breathe.
Yeah.
Can really help me get myself calm enough to actually go into thinking about a pendulum or an intuitive exercise. Like you kind of have to calm down first and then use some tools. But I think that there's a lot of different tools that one can use. I also think I get the best ideas in the shower or on a morning walk, like when the sun is rising. So I think maybe the thing that you all can do from this is like figure out like when do you feel like you're the closest to tapping into your soul or your highest self? And can you practice that so you can always use it as a tool when you need it?
Yeah, she was talking a lot about spiritual-led entrepreneurialism. The distinction she talked about with your brain versus your higher self, I thought was interesting in that she said often our brain starts us down these what if problems, or these I got to figure this out problem, or this problem. And we're like creating all this unnecessary stuff that we have to think through. And she said the mind is meant to serve the heart and soul. It's not there to create unnecessary problems, but we let ourselves go down that path. So I just thought it was interesting. But also she was talking about the pendulum thing, holding the pendulum and asking questions. And I didn't quite follow that entire exercise.
Okay, guess what? E squared. She has in the book E Squared, we talked about many, many moons ago on this podcast, but she talks about taking a wire hanger and you twist it so it's at an angle. And then you're just supposed to hold it. And you can ask questions and it will turn one way to answer yes or no. It's kind of crazy. So the pendulum is like that wire hanger. It's like something that is connected to the energy of your body, and it kind of will answer the question over your head. It's like what you want. It's okay. I know we just really got somewhere weird. I will pull the book out, Brad, and we can look at the chapter.
Hey, look, we're at like a 1.75 woo here.
I know, we're getting close to 2, but it's a really interesting thing. I even looked this practice up because I was like, what is she saying? I don't think I'm understanding how to make this wire hanger, and also who has wire hanger. So I didn't want to screw it up. I had one wire hanger, and I Googled on YouTube, and this woman did it on camera. She's just holding this thing, and then she's holding it in a way that her fingers cannot manipulate the wire. So like she's holding it and the wire hanger is just like moving to yeah, it's really strange. So we'll do it.
Okay, I'm in. One thing I really loved was she talked about breaking through self-imposed limitations. Actually, now that I say that, I don't think they're necessarily self-imposed. It could be like societal limitations, parental, limitations, or friends, or expectations that are just placed on us by our surroundings, environment, like the things that we're doing. And she said when we are trying to pursue, and connect with our higher self, our soul, it may be that we're bumping into these barriers, this box that we put ourselves in. That's tough. It's tough because first off, it's hard to identify that you're bumping into these walls if you don't even realize that they're there. But also, how do we identify them and how do we change that programming? How do we walk away from something that has been ingrained in us for our whole lives, whatever that might be? That could be a religious faith, or it could be, I don't know, just something where you're feeling trapped.
It's interesting because you had said self-imposed and you're like, actually, it's all these things. I think we impose things on ourselves based on what we've picked up is the right, in air quotes, the right thing to do or the expected thing to do. And so you kind of learn like, oh, I get in trouble in class when I make this noise, so I'm not going to make that noise anymore. You tap your foot a lot. Teachers today, one of the girls we work out with, she has kids who need to dance while they're doing the work. So she has them in the back of the room so they can do their work, and they literally dance and do their work. And as long as they are in the back of the room, not distracting people, it's not a problem. But back when you were in school, they would be like in trouble for tapping. Yeah. And that means that, first of all, you had a mask.
I bet I would have been considered a dancer.
Yeah.
Because I was flipping around in my chair.
But the point is that when you're a kid, you learn, I get in trouble. It's bad to do these things. And so then you start to change who you are. And then if you don't have anyone who gives you permission to be who you are when you're younger, it becomes this thing you take all the way to your adulthood and you don't realize, I'm imposing all these rules and stories on myself.
It's actually
that didn't come from you in the first place.
Yeah. Or that's right. Or it's a learned behavior. One of the things we talk about all the time, and I just couldn't come up with the example a few minutes ago, was the way we see money.
Oh, yeah.
Our money mindset is how we like to say. But the money mindset, the way that we are coming into that conversation, we are bringing with us a bunch of baggage that most likely we don't even know where it came from, and we really have to truly sift back through our inner thoughts and childhood to understand, why do we act the way we act around money or have this relationship with it? So it's interesting and it's challenging to identify these walls. So anyway, I thought that was really great. I think it's really important when you start to ask yourself why. I think actually that's a great way to start identifying. Why do I see this the way that I see this? Why?
Gay Hendricks would say, he would go,
I like that.
I wonder why. And that's what he would always say. He always says, I wonder.
I wonder.
I don't even think I can see it. I wonder.
She's got a tattoo that says it on her hand.
But he says the important thing is the hum. I wonder why. And he said the does something to the brain. I forgot. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot when it does. But it does something to the brain that turns on this part of where you think about things. And then the I wonder opens up curiosity versus why do I do this? It's like, I wonder. You can't be mad. You cannot be angry with the wonder word. You have to go, I wonder.
I wonder.
I wonder.
I wonder. All right. Well, stick around. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about those beit action items that we got from your conversation with Christina Deering. All right. So finally, let's talk about those beit action items. Say it with me. What bold, executable, intrinsic, or targeted action items can we take away from your conversation with Christina Deering? Christina explained that daydreaming is not just idle imagination. It's a way of tapping into future possibilities. She said, hey, when we can visualize it, we're actually tapping into future timelines.
She is not wrong. I just learned a little bit about how to manifest in a different time. And so
we're like multiversing it over here.
Yes. She said this and I was like, okay, I get that. And then I heard someone else talk about it and I'm like, oh, I get it. So when she talks about this, the more specific you get, the more you live in the future with that idea in that moment of that daydream. Then you come back into your regular day life where you are in this time. But you have that in the future and you've manifested it and you've made it. And as long as you are taking actions that would be like, yes, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Even when things are saying, no, it's not.
Well, I think also, too, giving yourself permission to know that that is a possibility.
It's not a waste of time.
Well, it's not a waste of time to daydream. Letting yourself daydream, let yourself visualize, give yourself the spaciousness to connect with the things that feel exciting. But also, I think it's the counterbalance to this internal monologue that we have that everything's going to crash around us. It's all coming to an end. The other shoe is going to fall. We have this self-talk that is like, give it 3 months and everything's going to explode. But we can have a counter argument to that. And this is the daydream. I think it's valuable. I think it's super helpful. And it helps you operate from a better place. Instead of operating from fear, you're operating from a place of expectation, hope, joy, excitement. So what about you?
So we got more into manifesting, and Christina highlighted the importance of aligning your energy to match your goals.
Okay.
And she referenced David R. Hawkins' map of consciousness.
I thought this was really curious. I'm not familiar with David R. Hawkins' map of consciousness.
No, I feel like I need to put it on my TBR. I also know what a TBR is, so I'm super on it.
Way to be so hip.
I'm on the book talks.
What's a TB? Oh, to be read. Oh.
To be read. I'm not on TikTok, though. I'm just on the Instagram of book talks. So I wonder what they call that, the Instabook? What are they? Anyways, we were talking about the energy of the things you're manifesting. And so she asked you for your Be It action. She said, when you think about what you're manifesting, what would you feel when you're manifesting that thing? So she explained if you'll probably feel love or you'll feel peace. Yeah. And she said that you want to make sure that you are in that vibration of the manifesting that you're wanting, because if you're in a lower vibration like guilt or shame, it's going to indicate misalignment. And so you can actually make sure you're manifesting things you really do want based on if you feel that love or peace or that high vibration. If you feel low vibration feelings, then you might be manifesting something that it's not right for you based on what you think people think you should have or what a friend or a partner is putting on you. It's really quite cool. Just pay attention to the feelings that you're having in the manifestation of the thing that you want. It should be in a high vibration. It should feel really good to think about it.
It's interesting. I was just looking at this map, and it helps you basically associate emotions with a level and an energetic number, like an energetic log they have it. And so wherever your emotional state is, it connects with a specific number. And then that allows you to start connecting the way you're feeling, like, oh, I'm feeling like a 20, or I'm feeling like a 700 or whatever.
So a 20, just so you guys know, that's shame. And the predominant emotional state is humiliation. The view of life is miserable. The God view is despising, and the process is elimination. I don't know those last two really well, but I think we can all understand shame feels really low. And if you're feeling guilt or shame, guilt is only above shame by a little bit. If you're feeling that in your manifestations or around manifesting, there's something misaligned. She also suggested use tools like tapping. We've had tapping come up a few times on this podcast.
Many times. EFT, emotional freedom tapping, is that right? Emotional freedom tapping. Technique. Emotional freedom technique.
And like you can tap along your collarbones,
your forehead.
Yes. Oh, look, here we got emotional freedom techniques. You can tap the top of your head, the side of your eye, the inner edge of your eyebrow, underneath your eye, underneath your nose, under lip, above the chin, sides of the center of the collarbone, under the arm, side of the hand, beneath your pinky. So all these different places you can tap on yourself. And I think it's a great, even if you have no idea what we said about vibrations, you can tap.
Yeah, what EFT can do is create a sense of calm. And basically, when you're daydreaming and forecasting and allowing yourself to believe what could be for you, and you're associating that with this sense of calm that you're gaining by tapping, you're effectively reprogramming yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
How cool. How powerful is that?
It's pretty powerful.
I loved it. So Christina Deering is really cool. And what she's been doing out there, she's really special. Like we talked about money mindset. She's really amazing as a coach and a shaman for people who are in the intuitive space as either a life coach or yoga instructor or things like that. And so if you are struggling to shout out from the rooftops that you're amazing, you should talk with her because she's pretty great. I'm Lesley Logan.
And I'm Brad Crowell.
Thank you so much for being here today. We are so grateful to have you as a listener. Holy moly, this podcast has grown so much so quickly. it's compounding because of you.
I mean, we're
And
almost at 500
I
episodes.
know, it's
That's
really
crazy.
nuts. And we're in the top 1.5%. I checked again yesterday just to make sure it wasn't a fluke. And it's not, thank you. It's not a fluke. It's pretty amazing. So thank you for being you. Share this episode with a friend who needs to hear it. Also on Fridays, we celebrate your wins and we want you to send your wins in. It's like you think that your win isn't good enough for me to shout out to other people. And that makes me sad because actually the smaller wins are the best thing. So please send them in. You can DM to us on Instagram, the Beit Pod, or to me and just tell me this is for the wins, for the FYFs, and we will shout them out because you might need to hear your win on the day it comes out because you might be having a day that's not so awesome. So anyways, have an amazing day. Until next time, be it till you see it.
Bye for now.
That's all I got for this episode of the Be It Till You See It podcast. One thing that would help both myself and future listeners is for you to rate the show and leave a review. And follow or subscribe for free wherever you listen to your podcast. Also, make sure to introduce yourself over at the Be It Pod on Instagram. I would love to know more about you. Share this episode with whoever you think needs to hear it. Help us and others be it till you see it. Have an awesome day.
Be It Till You See It is a production of the Bloom Podcast Network. If you want to leave us a message or a question that we might read on another episode, you can text us at +1 310 905 5534 or send a DM on Instagram at beitpod.
It's written, filmed, and recorded by your host, Lesley Logan, and me, Brad Crowell.
It is transcribed, produced, and edited by the Epic team at Diseño.co.
Our theme music is by Ali at Apex Production Music, and our branding by designer and artist Gianfranco Cioffi.
Special thanks to Melissa Solomon for creating our visuals.
Also to Angelina Herrico for adding all of our content to our website. And finally, to Meredith Root for keeping us all on point and on time.